And there is, hey y'all, hey, what's up, everybody? This your girl, Miss Kayla from the DTI Takeover Show here on Total Entertainment Radio. For those of you who are just tuning in, you know what we here to do. As always, we like to spotlight and showcase our dope entrepreneurs, our small business owners, our big business owners. We spotlight everybody here on Total Entertainment Radio. We like to give everybody that opportunity to be seen, to be heard, to be recognized. And so y'all can know what's going on out here. So this gentleman here is no different. I have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Phil Hicks. He is the owner of D&J Marketing. Hello, Phil. How are you?
Hello, doing good. How are you?
I'm well. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be.
Good, good, good. So before we get into D&J Marketing, let us know a little bit about yourself outside of the business.
Okay. So I'm born and raised in Cleveland. Most of the time I've been involved in business and management. But just personally, I'm a person that likes to get out and keep my ear to the ground on what's going on around the city, networking with people, and just enjoying life and enjoying other people's company, and seeing what they have going on with their life. My wife and I can kind of consider ourselves socialites.
Okay, okay. So what's going on in the city? Like what's Cleveland about?
Well, right now, Cleveland is going through a lot of transitions. We have a fashion scene that is up and coming here, really strong, with some big name designers that are doing some shows and attracting people from out of town. If you don't know anything about Cleveland, you should know that we have a pretty good food scene here. Chefs like Michael Simon, from Top Chef.
Oh, okay.
And there are a lot of restaurants. We have our downtown area, which is flourishing. They're doing so much building down there. We have an entertainment district. So Cleveland is a wonderful place to be, man. And you've got the Lake Erie. They used to call it a mistake on the lake, but it's a mistake if you're not there.
Okay, okay. So Phil, how did we get here? How did D&J Marketing start?
Okay, so for the most part, my background is in business management. I have 15 years of management experience, essentially running other people's companies. I got into marketing heavy as far as that is an industry for a couple of years. And then I just found out that I need to be working for myself because I don't see that these marketing companies are actually doing things that are in the best interest of their clients. It's more like an invoice. There's no real attachment or engagement with them. That is necessary for people, and that's what they deserve. So that's why I started D&J Marketing. It stands for my two sons, Darian and Jalen. So when I started it, I had the idea that I'm going to create a legacy, not only for myself, but also for these startups and these entrepreneurs that have these dreams that too often fail very quickly.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think we fail quickly?
I would say managerial mistakes is the main reason, but that's an umbrella. There are a lot of decisions, a lot of things that come up that can lead to that in the end. I think the biggest thing is that when you're a startup business, unless you start out with a lot of capital, somebody gave you a loan, 10 grand or something like that to start a business, you're priced out of the things that are essential to actually growing the business. And one of those things is marketing, a website, things of that nature, where they want to charge you $1,000, $1,500. And if you're trying to scrape together a business and focus on doing what you do best, you don't have that money yet.
Right.
So until you do, again, you're priced out. And I view that as an underserved market. So that's why my company, we keep the overhead low. And if you are charged $1,500 for a website at the next place, you can get that same website here for $400. simply because you're not paying for that secretary that called you, that fancy office, the golf trips for the owner, company outings, things of that nature. I like to be straightforward with people and give you what you deserve for your money.
Got you, got you. So what are the different type of services do you offer?
Well, in the beginning, my primary services were social media management and website development.
Hmm.
I've learned over the last 9 months that there are a lot of other services that small businesses and startups really, really need. And I've started to make sure that I position myself to be able to offer those. And that's business services as far as creating LLC, creating a business plan, making sure your foundation is there, and then also search engine optimization services so that people can find you online. And then, I do a lot of traditional marketing services. We can put out flyers, whether you're local to me or not, I can coordinate that, and try to get events that you may be able to show off your business at and coordinate and get you into those.
Got you, got you. So what would you say would be the top three things that your business owner, your startups come to you that they have their top three, how do I want to word this? Your top three main concerns or issues that they're having?
I would say number one is pretty easy, and that's lack of knowledge.
Okay.
And that's not a knock on anybody. That's just because there's a lot of things involved in actually establishing a business. So if you don't know how to work a business plan and put it together,
Hmm.
it can be frustrating. And now you're looking for somebody to try to help you with that. And say you find somebody to help you with that. Now you're trying to find out how to incorporate as a LLC or as a corporation or as a sole proprietorship. Those types of decisions, take a lot of, actual thought in
Yeah.
how you can proceed. And finding people that are going to actually help you
Hmm.
instead of trying to charge you
Right.
is very difficult. And I think one of the biggest challenges is that people want to do it. They'll contact people and, they'll get all of these promises of what they'll provide for them. But, the amount of money that they want to charge them, just at the time is just not feasible.
Yeah.
So then they put it off and
Yeah.
they put it off and then they put it off. And then when the time comes where, say, you need to have a business plan to get funding, you're not in a position to provide that information because no one helps you.
Hmm.
So, lack of information, lack of resources to get a foundation built.
Hmm.
I would say 1 and 2. And the third one, I think sometimes is focus because I consider myself a leader.
Okay.
And the first rule of being a leader is to let the people around you do what they do best. So if you're a cook and you make really great food, it's really easy for you to just say, I want to do this and I want everybody to enjoy it. But this is what I do. All I'm just going to do is cook all day. And
Right.
I don't know who to help me bring in the actual customers.
Right.
So that's a hurdle that, it's really easily overcome if you talk to the right people, you have the right people in the corner.
So how do we get these resources? Because they're some of them. I mean, we have the beauty of internet now, but a lot of them aren't necessarily readily available. So how do people find these resources that they need to start their business?
Well, honestly, I would say it's the same process that we go through on a regular basis. When we look at it from a business standpoint, it seems more tedious, but it is common. You go to Amazon and you're looking for a shirt, it doesn't just pop up one shirt.
Right.
You get thousands of options of shirts, and you go through and you look and you find which one looks good on you, which one has a great price, when is the delivery. So you make a decision based on your research. And I don't feel like that process should be lacking at all when you're starting a business, because that's a very, very important part of the process. So do your research. Make sure that you reach out to some people. Even if you're just gonna just ask them a few questions, they're gonna probably pressure you to take their services right now today. Just call them, have a conversation, take your notes, get off the phone, and move on and do your research.
Do your research. Do your research. So, we hear that a lot of businesses fail the first 2 years of being in business. So from the marketing point of view, and someone who's a part of a major key of a business thriving, why do you think that is? Why do you think the turnover is like that? 2 years.
Well, if you look at the scale, actually, I actually like to focus on the 5 year because there's a difference in the statistics from year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 seems to be the cutoff where half of the businesses that started are going to be gone. And again, that's that umbrella of managerial decisions, lack of knowledge, lack of support. And I believe those are the biggest factors. Sometimes people do take it a little too fast.
Okay.
They put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of businesses where I can pinpoint the fact that you got a brick and mortar. You spent a lot of money to get a brick and mortar business.
Yeah.
I just drove past and didn't know that you were ever going to be there, that you were there now. I shouldn't have to drive past your business and then I'm all of a sudden realizing that you're there.
Yeah.
So there are steps that should be taken before, something like getting a brick and mortar because you serve food. You should have your social media in place so that there's anticipation and a build up and a following. So you know who your target market is. And the day you sign the lease for that property, go stick a sign out there, a banner that says coming soon.
Okay.
And the first day that you open, if you just have a little parking lot, do something in the parking lot with some balloons, attract some attention to yourself on day one. Those are some of the things that I see that are missing. Those are just little steps. They don't cost much of an investment, but people just get so excited that have this opportunity to do this, and then they just skip steps.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So, Phil, how can one get your services?
Well, D&J Marketing provides services for across all industries. So if you're an artist, if you're a designer, if you have a restaurant, if you have a construction company, we're here for you. We're very knowledgeable in a lot of different aspects of different industries and how to market them. Some things are I would say across the board going to be the same, but they're going to be specific to what you do. And that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. Every time we take on a new client, we do something new, and we get better. So D&J Marketing, dnjmarketing.com. You can find us there. We also have a blog with a lot of good small business tips. So that would be dnjmarketing.com/blog. And you can also find me on Facebook, Phil Hicks, on Instagram, D&J Marketing Cleveland, Twitter, Pinterest.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, every single platform. YouTube, where D&J Marketing is on every single platform. And that's so that you can feel comfortable that we can handle any platform for you as well.
Got you. So Phil, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
In 5 years from now, first of all, I see myself in business. That's priority one. And second of all, in 5 years from now, I see myself with my first client that I ever had on the verge of their 5th year.
Got you.
That's what matters to me.
Awesome. And before I let you go, I do like to ask my guests if there's a piece of advice that you could give another starting business, an entrepreneur fresh out, day one, what's something, a gem that you would leave them?
Build your foundation. Don't neglect that. Make sure you have a business plan. Make sure you have a pitch deck. Make sure that you have your trade name registered. Make sure your business is official and legit. because even while you're trying to sell your product, those things need to be in place so that people take you seriously and know that you are serious.
Yeah.
I think that's a very important point, because at some point you're going to need somebody to look into your business and see if it's worth either investing in or partnering with.
That's good. That's good. Well, thank you, Phil, for being a guest on our show today. It was very informative. And I hope y'all out there that you all learn some things, especially all of my business owners out there. Even if you've been in business, it still wouldn't hurt to take a look and make sure that you have everything together, that, look and see what you got. Maybe you need some changes. Maybe you need to make some upgrades. Maybe there's some things that you learned from this interview that you can apply to your business, and that is the goal: to grow, to get better, to be successful, to thrive, and for everyone, all of us, to be successful. Really, to be honest with you, we want to see each other win. We want to see each other thrive. And so thank you, Phil, for doing what you're doing, for making sure us business owners out here are right, that we have our things in order, and that we can be successful. And I wish you much, much, much more success with you and your company as well. Um, Everybody else out there, make sure you all continue to follow Total Entertainment Radio. You can follow Total Entertainment Radio on Facebook, Total Entertainment Radio. You can please check out the website. Go to www.totalentradio.com. Hit the TER radio button to listen to Total Entertainment Radio. And if you feel like it, if you want to get your praise on, you can click Total Praise Radio and listen to your favorite gospel radio station as well. We got everything here, all hits, all the time. Until next time, everybody, I am your host, Miss Kayla. We are signing out. Peace.
Thank you.